Toyota's been out of the World Series since 1999, but this car is familiar to Irish eye, as it's Ian Greer's old car. But it's not familiar in Eugene Donnelly's hands. He has bought this Corolla to tackle the series, but will it be able to keep up in the technology stakes? Moving up a couple of years in technology is Maurice Gas, but he almost moved a stone wall in his new Hyundai the week before the rally at the Car Sport Rally Sprint in Belfast, and miraculously the Hyundai has been repaired in 4 days to take the Galway start round. But Maurice will really have to put the boot in, as the Blue Oval is back in its very latest form. Co-driver Brian Murphy collects the #1 plates for what is the #1 car, the very latest in World Rally Car technology, the 2003 Focus WRC. With 6 times Galway winner Austin McHale at the wheel, the #1 seeding is well justified, and it starts off what is an amazing entry list, as in a way the World Championship is already in Ireland. Getting these cars into private hands isn't easy. An M-Sport mechanic and brother-in-law of the late Frank Maher, Tom Gahan, has had a lot to do with it. It's a fantastic achievement to get this car released to a privateer for the first time in the world, I believe.
Yeah, it's the first actually 03 Focus that's been released to private, so quite happy about that. So
obviously the plan is to shift Subaru off the top of the pile here in Ireland.
Maybe we'll, something like that maybe, but it's not that. It's just nice to see a new car. I mean, all the spectators like it as well. It's good to see something different for a change, you know.
The Galway experience is back in its proper form. Its original February format hasn't been run since 1999, when Bertie Fisher scored a victory. For the decades, it's provided an historic opening for the Irish Tarmac Series, which started in 1978. A few Galway lineups since then have sparked such interest as this year's. Galway City, and mixed up with the architecture, will be £40 million worth of exotic machinery as the 130 competitors tackle 2 days and 150 miles over 17 special stages. It's fitting that the Galway International, which was the first ever round of the Tarmac Championship, is the start of Pirelli's association with the series and what looks like the start of a new era to break the Subaru stranglehold. But there's a last-minute entry from Flying Finn and former British champion Tapio Laukkonen, who won last year's Ulster.
Irish tarmac is always different. It's more slippery than anywhere else.
And I believe we're going to be seeing quite a lot more of you on this side of the show, the Irish Sea this year as well. Are you coming over to a few more?
I hope so. We are looking for the budget to the whole championship because that would be something very challenging for me as well, something new.
Tapio's FIA seating sees the visitor first away in the first choice flooring Galway International. But a lot of attention is on the dynamic new Focus, as Austin far from blends in with the Galway runarounds. The Dubliner won't be the only one flying the Ford flag, as Killarney flyer Donny O'Sullivan has moved from Subaru to a 2002 Focus.
Donny, a supercar to bring to Galway as well.
Yeah, we went for more of the family car this year.
Just out for a nice wee day out there.
That's it, yeah, a little bit of a spin, yeah. Sure, Paul hasn't been to Galway before, so we'll show him around.
Navan man Paddy White is our guide on stage 1, and look at that shiny, slippery surface as Paddy tackles an infamous corner.
Go ahead, 200, 3 right in the wall ahead.
Yes, it's a corner that cost Bertie Fisher dearly in the past, and this year's runners can't afford any kind of mistake here. There's no question of lifting off though, as Tapio Laukkonen approaches flat out, and he comes mighty close to a pillar. The Finn is third fastest on the opening stage, but he's in really flamboyant form on stage 2 and slashes 6 seconds off the opposition to lead, although it's all so close that he drops to second after the next test. Another man to lead is Austin McHale, who can Focus a dream first stage, recording the fastest time. But a fluffed start on stage 2 has cost time, and he'll end the loop in third place, 5 seconds off the lead.
Getting on fairly well, you know. I was slightly still a bit nervous in the car, obviously, and super car, you know. when I get the full potential out of the car, to be a good car.
Rapidly unleashing the potential of his Corolla is Eugene Donnelly, who's in 4th spot, 17 seconds off the lead after 3 stages. And that leader is 2003 Tarmac champion Derek McGarity in a new S9 Subaru, who took an amazing 3 seconds off the pack on the very short 2.1 miles stage 3.
Well, Derek, leading the rally at the early stages, it's where you want to be.
Yeah, but it's treacherous conditions. It's very, very slippy, so we're just trying to stay out of trouble.
But it's been a pretty good battle so far.
Yeah, it has. Tapio's flying, but we always expected him to in these conditions, so just try and keep at the pace we're at.
Winner of the last tarmac round in Cork, Eamon Boland has kept the same car and is in place behind Eugene Donnelly. Morris Gas, however, is already suffering some mechanical gremlins and lost over 30 seconds on the very first stage. He's off the leaderboard. It's the first ever stage for Donny O'Sullivan in the new Beauty's Hotel's Focus. And indeed, it's very slippery.
Cold tyres, 4 right. 130. Square right, slippy. Right, slippy. Huh?
No grip at all, no.
No grip, no. 200. Keep up the gear. 5 right.
And Donny's about to have a massive moment at Fisher's Bend. He's only had a short test session in the car and he's finding the suspension settings aren't affording him as much grip, especially when the tarmac is as shiny as this.
In 2.
And the handbrake is coming in useful to cut that terminal understeer. Nevertheless, he's in 9th spot and looking forward to service to consult his ADR team. Tim McNulty's very fast start leaves him 4th fastest on the opener, but he dropped 15 seconds to his closest rival Eamon Boland on stage 2 and is now 6th. Another latest specification car is Locoman JJ Fleming's S9 Impreza, which was originally ordered for Austin McHale, but it's proving troublesome as it's not selecting gears properly, obviously affecting the down change. National Championship frontrunner Patrick Elliott makes a rare international appearance, but it'll be a short one. The Subaru's a long appointment with a bank on stage 2. Fellow national competitor Ray Breen won't fare much better. He modified the Subaru on the first test and won't last out day 1. White's troubles, however, started even before the first stage, as his car wouldn't start, and they picked up a puncture on the way to the first stage, collecting road penalties as well. Dublin driver won the West Euro Cup last year in this car, but the Galway roads are as challenging as anything he encountered in Europe. Crowds have turned out to see the variety of WRC cars like Noel Redmond's Hyundai, but can another make knock the stars out of the Subaru superiority? Join us after the break.
First choice flooring Galway International Rally is not an easy way to start the championship, as Paddy White demonstrates. The stages are narrow in places and more mud has been poured out onto the road during the first run. With 3 cars sated by just 5 seconds, we're in for a great race. Derek McGarity is in superb form and he's fastest in stage 4, but the times are null and void due to a timing error. Nevertheless, the Belfast driver holds a scant 6-second lead after stage 6. Stage 4 and Tapio Loikkanen has obviously been off, but luck is on his side as that timing error works in his favour and it only costs him a bumper. Tapio takes fastest time in the next test, albeit by 0.4 of a second, and holds on to second place. Austin, however, is having a hard time holding back the focus as a brake pedal went to the floor just 2 miles into the 11-mile 5th test. He's chucked away 14 seconds to Tapio. Eugene Donnelly is starting to lag his Corolla. By stage 6, he's within a second of Austin in 3rd place. Eugene has pulled quite a bit of brake space now over Eamon Boland, who is having a drama-free run. Eamon in turn has pulled 38 seconds over Tim McNulty in his familiar Pierce Subaru.
Bump and dip 250.
Still familiarising themselves with the Focus are Donny O'Sullivan and Paul Nagel. And their stay in the Bewley's Hotel car has become more relaxed with that tyre change.
Flat right over Crossroads. 130. 3 left, keep and cut.
The increased grip is evident as Donny equals Tim McNulty's time on stage 5 and is now commanding 7th place, 20 seconds back from McNulty. Glas's week-long drama is about to end on stage 5 as the Hyundai Accent will retire with transmission problems. Paddy White has James McKee reading the pace notes, who incidentally is also a mechanic to Derek McGarity in the DMG-run Subaru. Derek himself has plenty to worry about at present. He's second fastest in stage 7 and is unofficially fastest on the watches midway here on stage 8. But later in the stage his pace is dramatically reduced as he has clipped a rock pulled out by Tapio and the left front tyre is punctured. He drops 1 minute 27 seconds to the finish and cruelly back to 4th place.
Come round to 3 left in the middle of the stage and there's a large rock in the middle of the road where somebody else had been cutting corners.
And there was nothing you could do, obviously.
No, we clipped it and it broke the rim and we had to drive 9 miles on a puncture.
Loikkanen now leaps into the lead, fastest by a fabulous 10 seconds here on stage 8. He will need all of his skill tomorrow as car 13 has a scant 13-second lead.
Basically, this last one was very slippy and I didn't want to take any chances there, so steady drive through.
Good luck for tomorrow.
Thank you.
They have cured an ag problem in Eugene Donnelly's Toyota, and he's fastest in stage 7 and 9 and has moved into 2nd place.
It's been a day of learning. I'll tell that. Difficult conditions to learn in, but very, very happy with my day's work. The left-hand drive side of it has gone pretty good, and cars performed very well. Few wee problems, few wee teething problems here and there, but pretty happy, very happy actually, delighted.
Austin McHale is still worried about the brakes in the Focus, and he will drop 24 seconds behind Eugene by the end of the day. Eamon Boland will finish the day in 5th spot, albeit over a minute and a half behind the leader. He has, however, staved off Tim McNulty's advances, who lies over 50 seconds behind Eamon. Tim's going to have to watch his mirrors, though, as Donny O'Sullivan has speeded up dramatically on the afternoon stages, and sparks are beginning to fly as the Killarney crew's efforts in improving the Focus are starting to pay off.
200. Flat crest and 5 left slippy.
Another driver now out for a test session is Paddy White, who moves up a spot when he passes Noel Redmond's stranded Hyundai. On the final stage, however, Paddy is about to make alteration to the S7 Subaru that wasn't on the parts list.
Exciting opening stage. He's first on the road and, briefly, first on the event. Tapio Laukkanen is far from leisurely here as he scorches to fastest time on the opening Ballybuck test by a whole 8 seconds. Just 30 minutes earlier, the Subaru had ground to a halt with a cam sensor failure, and the Finn picked up 15 seconds of road penalties for being late at service. Now he got back the lead, but has only 8 seconds in hand. Amid all the drama, Austin McHale is still third. He's second fastest on the opener despite stalling the Focus on the line. And now he's just 30 seconds off the rally lead. McGarity looks magnificent in the first test, but admits to be driving for a finish as he's still a minute off the pace. Eamon Boland is hoping his silver Shamrock will bring him more luck today. He sets a time on stage 11 just 2 seconds off Tapio. McNulty matches Eamon on the first test as he's now feeling the pressure from Donny O'Sullivan.
1 left over crest, 100. Down the middle, line 3 right, 40, turn hairpin left, don't cut. Line.
The roads are drier now, so it's easier to push the new car on. And it's more valuable experience.
130, crest bump at the house and bump dip 130, double crest and bump dip and left over crest 60.
The Focus is spectacular to watch, but its progress is far from spectacular in the next test as it grinds to a halt for 8 minutes with electrical gremlins.
What's wrong? No gears.
A testing test indeed.
Car just died. I'll pull in here and get in.
Well, Paddy White's test settings are way off. Tapio arrives at service, concerned about the pressure from the man behind, Eugene Donnelly.
We've had a few problems. There's been time penalties floating about and one thing and another. Tapio's had problems. I think Austin even has had problems. It's anybody's race at this stage of the game. I'm just delighted to be fit to contest at this pace at all, because I come here, be happy to finish third or fourth even, you know.
Perhaps the huge crowds are even more delighted as the afternoon stages are about to be set alight by this fantastically close battle. Defending this lead takes flat-out commitment, and stage 13 is next to run, with Tapio finishing within 0.1 of a second of Eugene, but he loses a further 4 seconds on the next test. For his first time in left-hand drive, Donnelly's times over the fast Sunday stages are remarkable, and he closes to just 4 seconds off the lead.
150. Brake before crest, 4 left. 40. Flat 2 right. 40. 2 left over small bump, brake, and 4 right. 100. Straight big crest jump, it's a big jump now, 100. And jump again, and jump 80. Slight left over big crest jump, be careful, big jump this one, 130. Danger, 2 right over crest jump, 170. Crest jump, 250. Crest and big jump, and dip into big jump again, and brake before the crest, 5 left plus. 5 left plus there, slippy.
Austin McHale is all too familiar with the Corolla, but his new age Focus is slipping back, like its clutch, which needs to be changed at service. Almost slipping off here is Derek McGarity, who's a minute behind the Focus and ready to pounce should the Ford flounder. Eamon Boland too is in spectacular form and is matching McGarity's pace. And Tim McNulty's a very respected 5th fastest on stage 14 through Brady's Yard. Tony O'Sullivan's trip round Galway is becoming ever faster, and there's no time to relax as the ditches are waiting. Tony is 4th fastest on stage 14, and with more testing planned during the West Court ride, this Focus should be in good shape for the circuit as it travels flat out down the final test. Finally dragging his Hyundai into 20th spot is Noel Redmond, who's 2 places behind a recovering Paddy White. Here on stage 15 we're travelling in 6th gear at well over 120 miles an hour between the perilous bank walls. This will be the test that will be crucial to the rally results. It won't affect Tim McNulty as he claims 6th place. Eamon Boland may be a little disappointed with 5th, but Derek McGarity must be more than disappointed with 4th after leading for so much of day 1. In contrast, Austin is happy to make the finish in 3rd, as a leaking headgasket has further reduced his pace.
Eugene is now going flat out for a win, but stages 15 and 17 are so fast that they exceed the 75 mile an hour permitted average. So the 2 contenders are credited with the same time, the bogey time. Unfortunately for Eugene, he could have got ahead. It's a fabulous shootout in the South Galway stages, and Tapio, the international driver, is right on the limit. But it's even more unfortunate for Eugene as Tapio makes a mistake on the very last stage. And he's saved by that bogey time. He makes history in Galway by winning an international in 0.7 seconds.
Look, it's brilliant to get second overall. I'm delighted, and fair play to Tapio. He drove a really good rally. It had to be difficult for him as well, you know, so we're delighted. As I say, a wee bit emotional, delighted.
0.7 of a second, it's unbelievable.
Your heart must have been in your mouth crossing the finish line thinking, I've gone off, haven't it?
Oh, well, yeah, we didn't actually know when we got to the finish on the last stage. We wasn't sure who won it, but anyway, it's been so great. What I said to my co-driver is, it doesn't matter who wins, it's been a great race.